right, what's up, guys? Welcome to the stream. Man, we are pumping, which is kind of what we've been, a lot of us have been expecting. Not a huge surprise there. Um, I added to my long that was in the Discord. I'm not going to tell you the next place I'm going to take profits on it. But I do think that, we should be able to keep going, keep going quite a bit here. And, that's really what we're looking at. 88 could be in the cards. You have a lot of those, pullbacks. What's up, Wonder Bar? Hope you guys are doing well. I always appreciate you guys smashing the like button if you enjoy the live streams. So yeah, and I mean the big thing, I was curious to see what ETH is doing throughout this. So still looking pretty weak. Maybe you could hold that level. Not looking extremely hopeful. Bitcoin dominance throughout this is still looking pretty strong. I mean, the next huge place, if you were to make a higher high in Bitcoin dominance, and that's a if, would be around 66. Really high time frames are kind of in between. I mean, I could see it going either way. If you were to, a few more months until the official end of quantitative tightening, which is either next month or probably the month after, May or June, would be 66%. So there's that possibility. You're looking at yields are coming up higher. Actually, they're coming down a little bit right now. My view is that these will eventually come down as the Fed finally starts to cut rates. And then NASDAQ, all that should be able to get back up to 470. That's probably your first place where you may see a little bit of a speed bump or something potentially. And then you look at where we kind of are right now. A lot of the pain was erased. You're down 16% at the moment, 13% there, and then if you factor in inflation, you're probably only down freaking like 10%. Or well, if you're currently down like 16, okay, probably like 14, 13, something like that. And if we look at the triple Q versus the DXY, just curious how much we're down on that one. 10%. 10% factoring inflation, that's all we're down for NASDAQ. So not bad. Not bad if I do say so myself. A few of the other, dead coins, hopefully ApeCoin holds this area, jumps up. A few other things that are interesting. It's almost like they, for everybody who had a stop loss below this low, yep, you hit that and then immediately just bought that up. So I feel like there's some big boys putting in money right now. That's kind of my main view. And then hopefully you kind of continue forward. That was the reset that we needed. I mean, can you make a lower low, and a lower maybe, maybe not though. Most likely you could continue forward, I think. Money flow ain't perfect, but you have a bull div on the 2-day. Your weekly still the same thing, but that VWAP may curve up relatively soon. Same could be said on the the 5-day, the 6-day as well. The 4-day, I'm trying to jump up there. In this area right there. 18 something, I think that would be the next place. I mean, let's just look at like where the money, when you zoom out here, like look at where the last, so weekly we haven't had a green candle in a long time. What's up, Satoshi? A long time. You had a little bit of money at the 5-day. So that's the next big place of some money, 2K. That would be a big goal here, getting back up to 2K, which is a freaking like 50% gain here. Now you're kind of assuming, you're hoping that ETH outperforms Bitcoin. So I mean, 50% for Bitcoin would be new all-time high. Can ETH outperform Bitcoin? Bitcoin just gets up to old all-time high. ETH gets up to that, what was that, 2,500 I mentioned, or 2,000? Yeah, 2,500. Or no, it was, what was it? Why am I zoning out here? No, it was 2,000. So I would think that ETH should start to outperform Bitcoin again. Now that's a big if. Bitcoin dominance still looks like it may come up a little bit more. ETH dominance is the big one to look at because that finally hit like a big place, right there. Huge area right there. And yeah, I mean, just looking here, trying to get a jump off of that area. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not. It's been a depressor. I'll tell you that much. It's been a real depressor, but yeah. Remember when Vitalik called Michael Saylor a clown? Yeah, it didn't go too well so far. But we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully something turns around a little bit. But yeah, so let's see there. So it looks like quite a few things so far. And the trade is in right there. And by the way, guys, if you're interested in trading, check out BloFin down below, 10% cashback on your fees for life. It's the pinned comment in the chat below, pinned link in the chat, pinned comment in the chat. You got the MacBook Pro giveaway going on for 7 more days, 10% cashback on all your fees. Bitcoin conference as well, 10% off my code. I think this is the last day before prices go up, so check it out. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. If you guys want to go to the Bitcoin conference, get your ticket now. And BYDFI, 15% bonus cashback. It is 10% off your fees for life on BYDFI as well. In addition, if you want one free, if you sign up to any of the exchanges, make sure deposit at least $100. Make sure you open a support ticket in the Discord with your UID. I'll give you one free month in the Aldo Empire VIP Discord. So yep, check that out. But yeah, hopefully, let's see here. So yeah, but yeah, no, I'm really looking at 2,000 for this Bitcoin. I mean, hopefully 95, 92, those kind of areas. Your Dixie is down, which kind of gives the allure that, gives you kind of the allure that's kind of what the Fed's afraid of a little bit in terms of getting less hawkish, cutting rates because this is dumping, but it should start to maybe come up a little bit. The fact that it's come down this much, I think, is kind of good for alts in general a little bit. If we look at others, that's kind of where we are right now. We want to hold, hold around 200 bill would be ideal, which we, look like we will. You've seen a little bit of money flow on your four day right there. Yeah. And then, bull div trying to jump up a bit. Money flow bad in your 3 week, but that could be, if it's like that, then, I mean, if it is like this type of trajectory that's your new all-time high there. Haven't quite gotten it yet. Do you get it towards the end of summer or something? Maybe. And do you get higher into the end of the year? Maybe. I hope so. That was others. What else do I want to look at here? 1800 right there. Ahead on that trade. Okay, so that was others. Tesla's definitely good to look at. I mean, obviously, it's like one of those things where a lot of volatility, and then you're coming back up. Hopefully, you break above these areas. It's coming down. Is it coming down a little bit? Not really, but I think we're seeing a lot of good things here. I want to just go back to others because there were some bull divs that I was like almost not paying attention to. Yeah, because that's good on your 4 day. That is really good. Similar to there. I mean, that was this bull div? I think, yeah. And look what happened there. I mean, you came down a little bit more, but, it took a little bit of time. But then you had that amazing trajectory upward. So if we can stay, if this is like that or something, generally staying bullish into summer. So, yeah, potentially a lot of money coming in. Housing futures, that takes a while to update, but maybe it'll jump up, who knows. And then, gold people have talked about, and that's still jumping. That the Fed probably hates that too. But you are hitting like a big point at 32, so I would expect a little bit of a pullback. Just curious your returns on this since like 2022 here. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's coming up there. How about silver? Has silver been underperformed? I have not looked at silver, so all-time high in 2011. There's 22 right there. So this has been on a tear since pandemic. I mean, yeah, well, only 100%, but still, yeah. Tear for silver. Let's look at silver versus gold. So silver generally has been bleeding against gold. Maybe it could jump soon. So yeah. Just curious about, I don't know why this one comes to mind. Yeah, that's just looking at some of these coins that got absolutely decimated. Oh man, I'm just thinking here. I don't know why, just doing ones that just come to my mind, like old ones. Yeah, completely decimated. I'm gonna guess this is down 98% or something. 97. I wanted to look at Crow, which is probably up slightly. And it's still 8 cents. So you're not seeing. Yeah, you're just not seeing anything too crazy yet. If we look at, I'm just curious about if we look at like Fear and Greed, double bottom on Fear and Greed trying to come up there. I don't know if you guys could see it, but yeah, it is double bottom trying to come up. What was I gonna? It's like a poly market. Fed decision in May. Let's see what that, what the odds are for that currently. So no change. So yeah, and I mean Trump's not going to get rid of Powell anytime soon. Maybe in 2026 when his term ends or whatever. But yeah, I mean the main view is you're probably gonna have to wait for June for that rate cut. Now the big question is, does QT end in May? I don't know. But what I do know is that a number of Fed rate cuts in 2025 currently is 2 to 3. I would hope for 3, but we'll see. But yeah, I mean, let's say Bitcoin dominance tops out. Let's just be, let's be more Bitcoin maxi for a minute. Let's say Bitcoin dominance tops out in, let's say May. You got about a month. Maybe you're at like something like that you would see. And then, I mean, because right here, that was when QT ended last time in 2019, around there. It was, I think, August or something, so you had another month after that. I mean, yeah, it would be, well, if it ends in May, then according to that, it would be June when this officially kind of tops out, and then you had another peak up later. Yeah, I don't know. But I do think second half of this year, regardless of what happens, is going to be pretty decent for alts. And as we speak, I think Bitcoin versus ETH may make a lower low relatively soon. Potentially coming back to these 2019 lows, maybe. Maybe not, but maybe. Just look at all these ELXs. I mean, you just cannot get a break no matter what with this. Right there, yeah. Breaking above that point's good, Look at this SPY, which is, kind of the boring boring one. But, yeah. I mean, you erased a lot of the pain so quickly. Trump tariff should drop, and then you off to the races. They always show this guy. I've seen this guy interviewed by, like, I think it was Daniel Mack or somebody interviewed this guy, that broker. Mortgage rates for the tariffs hit bond market guy. I didn't think that would, 7.1%. I think mortgage rates, I mean, I would hope for like high 5s, low 6s. Maybe you could get a little bit lower than that, but I don't think they're going to let Trump get that low, by end of year. I was just looking at the QQQ. It looks pretty good. Um, hmm. I think though, once you see these news art, like it means that the top is close for the yields. They should be headed down relatively soon. I hope. Yields coming down would help the crypto market. You'd want to see for somewhat of an altcoin season. You would want to see this situation, which can happen. I'm not, something like that definitely can happen. You got a trigger wave on the. I mean, we'll see what happens here. We'll definitely have to see. None of these points. Cardano. Yeah, let's look at Cardano. Why not? Actually, I think I had more. Yeah, my Binance chart's better. Nice double bottom there. Surprised I didn't even have that marked out. I haven't looked at Cardano too much lately. Did it make a lower? About the same. Double bottom. Yeah, I think it generally looks pretty good. I think if you could break above here, you're off to the races. I mean, hopefully you would do. Yeah, that came up like crazy. I'm trying to compare like what we could I mean, it could be something like this. Maybe not as insane, but some one of these trajectories I could absolutely see. You know, towards end of year, hoping to get close to all-time highs again. If you follow the pattern up, consolidation up, break up, maybe, yeah, we'll see. H-bar. That's been a weird one. There's some of them that just operate a little weirdly as of late. But the thing with this is it crashed a lot, and now's your time to break upward and potentially make, new all-time highs and all that into the end of the year, which I think you can. I think H-bar looks pretty good. XCN, yeah, I'm not too familiar with that one. I've looked at it because, a lot of you guys have wanted me to. It's hard to say. I don't really know. It's a very weird. I don't even know where to draw fib levels on this or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's hitting one right there. That's a pretty big level. I mean, it topped out before at this right at that point. I mean, I don't know where you would. That's a pretty big place. That's obviously a pretty big place. If you were to make new all-time highs, that would be a big place. If you could break above where we are right now, I think you got a good shot of getting up to like 8 cents. But it's tough to say. It looks good though. It does look good, but it's risky. So yeah. So I mean, there's two things, Martin, that I've been thinking about ETH. Trump's gonna pump ETH probably. I think that there's two theories I have. So we'll talk about like the bad theory first. So the bad theory is that ETH just becomes like a Litecoin or like a, which some people think, and I'm not disagreeing with them necessarily, but that's one bad, situation. It becomes like a Litecoin, never really makes new all-time high, just kind of becomes a relic that, just dipples around. Or two, there's a hell of a lot of manipulation and suppression that brought it down and made it bleed against a lot of other altcoins in recent months. And if that's the case, then you're going to see a lot of, you're going to see more rallies like this into the end of the year. That's what you would have to see. These things, they come back up to this area and then hopefully, even going crazier into the end of the year or something up to. Which, I mean, can this happen? Can you come up to 7,000 by the end of the year? I mean, maybe I sound too freaking radical and optimistic, but maybe, it's kind of done stuff like that before, in this bull market. I mean, that bull market was nuts, so we'll see. We'll see. Why does the Trumps like ETH so much? Well, that's a good question. I don't even know, Steve. Maybe they think the fundamentals are good. Maybe what they like about it. I don't know. I don't think Trump himself really understands ETH too well. I don't think he's really done enough research on it, but maybe he has. I don't know. Second biggest coin, a lot of potential, I guess. I don't know. Good question. I mean, there's, ETH is like kind of the Microsoft Office of crypto, I guess. It's never going to be the best possible thing, but it gets the job done very well. So yeah. I mean, if you look at something like a TRX, which, a Tron, which is, has still has the lowest fees. Now, something else may beat it out, but, it's hard to compete with the Chinese sometimes. But let's be real. But yeah. I mean, Tron, CryptoFace was right about Tron. Tron was good. I mean, CryptoFace, I remember, was talking about Tron. Oh, when was he talking about Tron? Like mid to late 22, I think. I could be wrong, but I think, yeah, he was talking about Tron, like, yeah, around here or something. It's still only, man, I thought it was up more. I thought Tron did better than, hold on a second. Let's look at Tron versus Bitcoin here. Yeah, that's still, I didn't really, yeah, you would think it, I think it will continue forward against Bitcoin. Yeah, it goes to show you, like, even something that looks so good in the charts still, yeah. That's the one, yeah, Trump World Liberty Finance is the one that, what's the ticker for that, NW? World Liberty, or I could probably find it just typing it in. Is it this? I think it's this. Yeah, it's not even freaking on any exchange or whatever. I don't know what the hell this is. This is weird. I don't know what the hell's happening with that. I mean, I would think, it's curious what will end up happening with Trump coin itself, the meme coin. I mean, you finally have a deep anchor wave on the daily. This could be one of the places to gamble with it. I'm just curious if you were to have bought the dip like around here, let's say, in March 13.8. So you'd only be down about 50%. Will this ever come back to all-time highs? I mean, I think Trump coin's got a good shot of doing something. Melania is where it gets trickier because that just looks like a shit coin and a half. Like that looks so dead. Like if I've ever seen something dead, that's dead. But yeah. I mean, it creates a lot of saturation when you keep just creating new stuff, but I mean, a lot of Trump is just building his brand. It's all about the branding aspect of it and building the brand. And I guess I get, even though if you already have billions of dollars, a lot of times you still want to make more money, like all the billionaires. So yeah, 2.4 ETH for Mutant Apes. Let's see. I was just curious about the Trump himself, his own cards. If they've been following the meme coin. Well, given how bad Polygon has done, I'll take $140 for those. Oh no, we want to look at Matic. Oh god, this is just like, this is concerning. I'll tell you that much. I mean, I don't have like a crazy amount of this just because it's come down so much. Even if I had a crazy amount, it's worth nothing now. Now it's not a crazy amount. But I mean, I have a lot of altcoins, as a lot of you guys know, as I've told you. And I mean, it's worrisome, the price performance on Matic. Can it, really come back? I mean, and you get back up to 30 cents, get back to $1, sure, but yeah, it's concerning here. But things are looking a little bit better. Sui, yeah, that's the newcomer that a lot of people like. It got its kind of correction, 60%. It does look very good. I think you got a good shot of fighting back. Dot, that's so, yeah, it made a lower low now. I mean, it's just, it could, I mean, that's where it gets less likely, unfortunately, to like ever make a new all-time high because you lost these lows, kind of. That just doesn't look strong. But then again, like sometimes they do that because they know people got stop losses there, so they hunt them out, and then when everybody gives up, then it starts to come back. But that doesn't mean it's ever going to make a new all-time high. So yeah. I mean, anything that you bought, statistically, almost anything that you bought other than Bitcoin, since in the last few years has not done too well. Unfortunately, they've all kind of bled against Bitcoin. But that could change within the next few months. End of QT, a few things could help us out a little bit. We'll see. We're doing pretty good on this. I mean, I'm pretty happy with this performance on this Bitcoin long. So that feels good. And if you guys are interested in trading, interested in signing up, You get 10% the pinned chat, 10% of your fees for life with only signing up with my link on BloFin, and then there's a drawing to get a MacBook Pro. Excuse me. The Bitcoin conference, you get 10% off your ticket if you sign up with my link down below, and then BitFi 10% off your fees for life as well. So check those out if you guys are interested in trading. And if you want to learn more, check out the Discord. If you sign up to BitFi, BloFin, deposit at least $100 or buy a Bitcoin conference ticket. Make sure you open a support ticket with your UID or your email. We'll give you one free month on all the Empire VIP Discord. So yeah. Hex. Has Richard Hart posted anything? I think that's completely done at this point, right? Like, I don't think none of the exchanges even want to take it, you know. I mean, you look at Richard Hart and, you know, I'm not the biggest fundamental analyst or whatever, or really understand how Hex works, to be honest with you guys, but I never really saw too much, you know, innovation there. I just saw a sleazy or arrogant salesman that was pretty good, you know, at doing what he did and getting attention and all that. It seemed like kind of a, you know, narcissistic rut. He did seem like somebody who could have made a lot of money in a much less sleazy way. Will he ever go to prison? Will he ever get in trouble for this? No, I doubt it. Will he keep living into Eastern Europe for the rest of his life? Probably, or wherever the hell he lives, Russia. I don't know. I don't know the latest with Richard Hart. Let's see. I'm just curious. It's just not relevant anymore. You know, I think everybody's got. Are there any influencers that still talk about Hex? Let's see. Oh, this is good. Pentoshi usually. Oh, I love the. It's like copying Andrew Tate right there. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, Fed needs to. Yeah. Let's see. Well, Pentoshi was thinking, yeah, mid to high 70s. So that's kind of what I would agree with. Good job, CVO. Man. Oh, that's the. Everybody knows about that. Let me see that again. I forgot what that even looked like.
That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
The thing with that is like it.
Okay. I'm out here.
I just want to see the slap again. It looks like a hard slap, but he did not like even. I think I could take it. I mean, it looked like a bad slap, but he didn't even look like he got any type of. Yeah. Will Smith kind of got away with it. Nothing really happened to him for that. Would he get banned from something that no one cares about? It's kind of weird. Yeah, it's in this white. It's a weird. I'm not even going to go into that. That's old news, but yeah. Forget who's the reference on that. Theory for Peter Schiff that he said in 2021, Bitcoin will hit 100K most likely and then go to zero. Maybe he'll end up being right. Let's see. James, give me 1 minute. We'll look at whatever the hell that is in a second. The ticker has numbers in it. Let's see. Yeah, that's cool. I just want to look at, is Richard Hart still relevant at all? Okay, so he still has a Twitter. Is this the official one, I guess? I don't know, he just still does stuff. Still working, okay. Yeah, it was a ETH token, X, I think, yeah. Yeah, ETH Eco, yeah. Yeah, so he still posts stuff, but it's not, he's not even, he's talking about ETH. What does he think's going to happen with ETH? Great Tech would know. Well, of course he would say that. No marketing. I think there will be some better marketing. I mean, I don't know. It depends what. It wasn't Tesla the biggest example of something that really wasn't marketed much at all and then did so well. So I don't know. I guess it depends. But I mean, obviously, you're talking about like the biggest like grifter, like known for biggest like grifter scam, marketer ever. Richard Hart telling you, you don't have enough marketing. Oh, Pulse, yeah, I forgot. He came out with that. Yeah, everybody forgot about Pulse Chain at this point. Let's see. Is it even? It's got its own chain, but it's not. Yeah. He was grabbing for too much, I think. It just was. Yeah. Okay, AI 16Z. Let's take a look, see there. Was it on any other exchanges for longer so we could see more of a... I don't know. I think this is one... I mean, I could be completely wrong. I think this is one that just, doesn't do much. It's a weird name. It seems like a scam. I don't know. I don't know much about it, though. Could it bounce here? Sure, but I think there's probably better things to mess with. I don't know, though. Like anything they put in, the numbers in the ticker just seem stupid to me, but that shouldn't really matter that much, So yeah. Coming down a tiny bit. It's not really. Oh, okay, we're hitting this point. That's why. Should be able to keep going, but we'll see. If you were to try to, let's just see if we were to try to like do a scalp or something. I'm not really seeing enough of a reason to go short. Not yet. You could though, but Undo, yeah, people like Undo. I mean, that would be one that I'd rather mess with than AZ16 3x3 R2D2. Um, somewhere right there, hopefully coming up farther. That area, let's see. R2D2 3 CPO coin. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Let's see. So, I'm trying to think if there's anything else really interesting to look at right now. I mean, I want to look at the opposite of, because some people have been taking this. I was watching like Tech Lead who's taking this kind of the opposite, going along on ETH short and Bitcoin. It's worked so far pretty well. But kind of, obviously price follows one another, so it's kind of like you're just better off to go long on Bitcoin, I guess. Or if we go, let's do a larger kind of, because it's a complete opposite type of thing. Yeah, that area right there actually doesn't even look like that much of a, yeah, wow. When you look at this, you're like, damn, this thing might keep going, but big area right there. I guess if you were to go all the way back to that area, then ETH's really dead, but we shall see. Just thinking about it here. But yeah. But check out the links down below, guys, especially in the pinned chat. 10% off your fees for BloFin. Did a lot of work to get you guys that. So check it out if you're interested. For life, it should be. So yeah. S&P 500. Let's see. Well, the thing is, I guess if you're arguing ETH keeps bleeding against Bitcoin, if you're going to short, you know. So if we do something of this nature, you know, probably, yeah, you're hitting off at that point. So what would our short be right now? And this is probably not the, I don't know if I would enter any, you know, short right here, but you can. It's a 101. It's not the best. I mean, if you could go like that, if you think we're really going to, but there's just not, you know, you got that big point there, so it's just not like that, yeah. Look at virtual. I don't like coins with no history in the chart. You don't say. I mean, I out of the top 100 or 200 market cap, it gets tougher. The newer things get. I mean, I would say for every newer coin without much history in the chart, I would say only probably one or two or three out of 100 actually do. So I mean, there's so many coins with no history in the chart that I've seen over the years that have just done nothing. You know what I mean? Like literally, you can't even find them on the chart. Like there's one somebody told me it's the best big thing is you can't even find it on the chart anymore. So yeah, virtual I think has got potential. Very risky. I think you could jump here. I mean, to be fair, I think I said that up here. You know, it's down 90%. You know, this is one of those things where you know you're just betting on the fundamentals of this potentially coming back. But yeah, talks smack about Bitcoin and hates being wrong. He loves public. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean that's sadly that's like most people pro Bitcoin are kind of he's worse than most people. The thing I don't like about Peter Schiff is like every interview he never like lets the other person ask the question or finish what they're saying. He never lets the other person talk that much, Joe Rogan or anything, but that's what I've seen. You know, I think you know he's not a dumb guy. Kind of the thing too with his kid, his kid Spencer Schiff, which nice kid. I like the younger guy. Well, not a kid, younger guy. I think I DM'd him a little bit some years ago, and I haven't talked to there was just one or two DM. It wasn't much, but he was really pro Bitcoin, and he kind of gave up. I think he sold at like the bottom in 2022 or something. Just kind of fell off of it. Started to agree with the father a little bit more. But obviously it was a really bad choice in the wrong. Is he still, let's see, is his son still? And look, I mean, I don't think any less of his son at all. I mean, we all make mistakes. I mean, it's all, here we go. I think this is him. He's a lot of followers. Yeah. Yeah. Is he still pro Bitcoin? Oh, yeah. Okay. Artificial general intelligence. Yeah. He's really in AI now. He kind of fell off maybe it could have been hurting his father's business too, selling gold. So they just start with the AI, start with that, go on to that. Yeah, he still posts that. I mean, it doesn't get it does not get he kind of fell off because most of the people that followed him were like people that didn't like his dad and wanted to, yeah. AI stuff. I mean, I use AI a lot. I mean, AI is, those people that say two things that you make money nowadays are personal brand and AI. I mean, They may not be completely wrong. I told you individually. I didn't just tell you. It was like we're having like private conversations, like Sean Hannity, Trump, Putin, Trump on the phone. I'm planning on holding things. If you go through my free crypto DCA course on evanaldo.com, completely free, so I'm planning on kind of DCing out in things between October and December. So yeah, I'm planning on holding into the end of the year. If ETH is at say $800 at the end of the year, I would probably give up on ETH, but I don't think I would sell it because it wouldn't be worth much. But yeah. I mean, I've put some more money into a handful of vaults and some ETH over the past, few days this week. And, um, you know, I had all that I wanted, we'll see what happens. I'm just planning on holding it to the end of the year, following the 4-year cycle. And I think there's potential, but we'll see what happens. I mean, it could still bleed farther against Bitcoin. It definitely can, unfortunately. So yeah. Could be a decent spot right there. Yeah, that's a good place. Just thinking here. It is. I mean, it's not perfect at everything. I think that's a little exaggerated, that tweet, but it's damn good. I'll tell you that much. And I mean, I think it definitely helps a lot of people too, because you look at medicine, you look at things where, most of it's just dealing with assholes that really don't have the time or the interest in helping you. And the AI is getting to that point, whether we want to accept it or not. And a lot of other things too. What is that? Or was it a private conversation? I know, I'm being sarcastic, but I'm just kidding, man. I'm just joking. No, the ETH, I don't, when I buy stuff on spot, I'm planning on keeping it a while, until the end of the year. It's more of a longer term thing. If I was going to just swing trade, I would go on an exchange like this, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm going to be at Las Vegas in 2025. If you want to the link is down below. If you guys want to get a ticket, 10% off my link. I'm selling these. So yeah, 10% off. See you guys there. We'll try to do it. Yeah, if you're there, let me know. We'll try. I should be able to meet up with all you guys. If you're going to be at the conference itself, I'll definitely be able to talk to most of you guys individually, at least for a few minutes or something. Sure we could have a decent conversation. It's going to be coffee, hopefully. But yeah, conferences are good. I may go to Bitcoin Hong Kong too at the end of the summer. I don't know yet. I don't know if I want to go all the way out there, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, let's see. We've been on about 50 minutes. I don't know. There's not too much else to really talk about at the moment. I mean, I think we can keep going. I think there's more potential. I just like that post on Twitter by Mitch Ray we just looked at. I think this is what it was. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, maybe James. Yeah, maybe we're right. We'll reject from here. It's possible. We're already above it in that sense, though. I think there's too much momentum to really screw us up that badly. Like I think we should be able to. I mean, your higher time frames are a little iffy, but that could change. It could change. So if we could just get up to like those low 90s, should be good. Anyway, guys, yeah, I think I'm gonna get going. There's just not, there's not too much to really talk about at the moment. Jump up a little bit more. Solana too. I like. I don't think that would go down much lower. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see what CNBC. I mean, there's not the China thing. They keep raising the tariffs more, but they'll eventually come to an agreement. I think. We'll see what ends up happening. I mean, yeah, we'll see how much iPhones go up in price and all that. But we definitely shall see. Of course, yeah. The thing too is like, what the hell does it? I mean, any American product in freaking Europe, it's got to be so expensive. Like, what are they? Is it butter? I don't even. Lactose, yeah, like lactose, yeah. They're boycotting seed oils. Everything that's garbage for you, they're boycotting. Yeah, good. I could see, yeah, Europe is so freaking, yeah. Yeah, it is. Europe is really freaking, especially, yeah, Eastern and Northern Europe. It is so freaking. I mean, it's not even. It's like the other extreme of it's their way or the highway. But I mean, it's just so funny. They're like boycotting junk food and seed oils. That's what they're boycotting. It looks like. Like who the hell buys this crap? What is this shit? Let me see what this is. I still can't tell. Nothing I would ever buy. We'll say that. You'll be there, Douglas? Great. Shoot me like a DM on Twitter or something when you're there. I'll try to meet with some of you guys. Yeah, I find this so funny. Well, I mean, then again, I'm not even in the U.S. right now, so. A whale pass. Oh, nice. Cool. How much is a whale pass right now? Let's see. Oops. Oh, it's not even. Oh, okay. That's all it is. 8,500. Cool. Anyway, guys, I will see you guys soon. Appreciate you guys. If you guys want to go to the Bitcoin conference, link is down below. 10% off with my link. BloFin is 10% cash back on your fees for life. Pinned link in the chat, so check it out. Also, SmackBook Pro giveaway. Make sure if you buy a Bitcoin Pass or you deposit at least $100 on BloFin, or yeah, $100 on BloFin or exchanges down below. I'll put a support ticket in Discord with your UID or your email, and we'll get you sorted. All right, guys, have a good one. Goodbye.